this, and that's what these men in this story did. They didn't let nothing shake them. All right. So let's start at First Maccabees, chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 1.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it reads, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian,
Macedonia,
who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of Persia.
This is real history. This is real history. Tazadot, you got the information on these cats? Let's read who these people are in real history. People, what they say about the Bible. This is just a religious book. No, this is real history. And Darius was the king of Persia. Read what you got on him, on them. Darius was the king of Persia. He ruled so many provinces. And then there was a new man in town that was coming over to conquer, and his name was Alexander, and you would call him Alexander the Great. Or we would call him Alexander the Greek. He's in the Bible. You got it?
Okay.
Come on.
Philip II of Macedonia was the king of Macedonia. Got the rise of the Macedonian Empire and the propriety to the classic Greek affairs in the empire. He is also the father of Alexander the Great, the member and the ruling class of the agreed dynasty, the founding king of the Macedonians.
Do you hear that? We talking about real history in the Bible. We talking about Alexander the Greek. Alexander the Greek destroyed Darius and took over Greece. All right, keep going.
Darius, king of Persia and Medes.
We in First Maccabees 1:1. Keep going. Verse 2.
It's like it that had reigned in his stead the first over Greece. Verse 2. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Verse 3. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoil of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
Greece was just like America is right now. The earth is quiet before America because everyone is afraid of their military might. And everyone was afraid of Greece's military might, their education, their system that they had set up. They were a great nation. Keep going.
Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributary unto him. Verse 5. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and he had been brought up with him from his youth.
So what happened? He died. The king of Greece died. He was only a ruler for like 12 years. He was only the king for 12 years. He had a short rulership, but it was a short, powerful rulership. And the earth was afraid of him. So what did he do? He divided his nation into four, gave it to his partners. His partners became the kings of, give me verse 10.
Sir. Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes.
This is the new king. This was the Donald Trump of this time. This was a wicked king. Alexander was wicked and evil. He's like George Bush. But Donald Trump is a different type of beast than George Bush. And that's what he's telling you. There come a wicked ruler. Keep going.
Son of Antiochus, the king who had been an hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Keep going.
Verse 11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let us do what?
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
What that sound like? Some coons. That's what it was. You thought coons was a new thing? Nah, they've been coons. Magna cum laudes. They high-ranking Negroes that want to get up in the status, and the first thing they got to do to move up in society is hate you. Keep going.
Sir, that are around about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
They said when we left from being under the white man and his power, we became poor. And if your riches are connected to another nation, then they got you by the balls. They control you. And that's what they like. When they mouth when we got in the wilderness, damn, I want to go back to Egypt where the flesh pots is at. Where they got all the seasoning in that and the I can flick a light on. And see, freedom takes work. And when you're a slave, when you have to work for something, it's better to be a slave. That's how you feel in your soul. I would be more comfortable being under these people than having to build and work for myself. And that's what these wicked men did. Keep going.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
So what did the king do? He made rules so they can act like the heathen, to be like the heathen. Go ahead, Tamakia. Give him a mic.
So like if I may, according to history, can I get a timeline and a date where Alexander the Freak ruled and when the first Maccabee was like BC?
So let me see. What's the timeline of Macedonia and Darius Tazadak? Come on, here we go.
So Antiochus, the person they're talking about right now, he is from 215 BCE and he died in 164.
So this is 200 BCE. That's when this is. All right. This is how long we've been fighting the white man. See, you think this hatred that's been happening or that's happening now is new. You think it started in slavery in America on the transatlantic slave trade on the ships and the boats. You don't understand that the Bible says that they have a perpetual hatred for you. You know what perpetual means? Never ending. It's continual forever and ever and ever. Every time you came in the earth, your enemy has always been the other nations. And their chief enemy has always been Esau. And what are you being taught right now? You being taught in the world, in society, that is called what? When you say that, what is that called in the world today? Yeah, but what's the word they use to make you feel bad? Racism. So now you got to be deemed as being racist to recognize your enemy. That's evil, lot. And you can't protect your family if you can't call out the threat. Keep going.
Sir. Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise.
They built what?
They built a place of exercise at Jerusalem.
Do you know what a place of exercise is? A place of exercise is called what? Go ahead. What you finna say?
Gymnasium.
They built a gymnasium. They built the coliseums. That's what they built. So now what? Now, is this gonna say the Antiochans? They called them by the names of the Antiochans? Are we there yet?
It's coming up, I believe, in 16.
It's in 16. Keep going.
So verse 14, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathen. Verse 15, and made them uncircumcised.
And did what?
And made them uncircumcised.
Let me ask you a question. Everybody know what circumcision is, right? How can you make someone uncircumcised? You can't grow the skin back. So how do you make someone uncircumcised? By doing what? By not keeping the law. Yeah, you not keeping the law makes you uncircumcised. It makes you a Gentile. See, this is when it came into play right here, where you became a Greek because you started to behave like a Greek. You started to eat like a Greek. You started to live like a Greek. So now you became uncircumcised by the way you thought. That's why when you watch Sanford and Son and old Ethel, what she called Sanford? You old heathen. You know why? Because he didn't go to church. Because of the way he acted. Well, that's what we're reading in the Bible. They became uncircumcised by the way they were acting. Keep going.
And forsook the holy covenant.
And did what?
And forsook the holy covenant.
That's how they became uncircumcised, by forsaking the holy covenant. Go ahead.
And joined themselves to the heathen.
And did what?
And joined themselves to the heathen.
So why have we been called Gentiles? We've been called Gentiles because we've joined ourselves to the heathen. Not because you were born of another nation. It's because of your behavior. It's because of your belief. Your religion made you another nation. You joined yourself to another nation by believing it. Go ahead, Tazadak.
This is from the book Hellenistic Civilization of the Jews. But in the course of time and situation altered, and the severities of the 2nd century, arose among the inhabitants of Jerusalem a new faction composed of Hellenized Jews, which for several years held power in Judea, became noted for its stronghold of Hellenism and unconcealed contempt for Jewish tradition. The Hellenizers converted Jerusalem into a Greek town and introduced Greek customs into Jewish life, built a gymnasium, and did not even oppose the spread of the Greek gods in Judea. This group found their shield in the Patron, the Syrian king Antiochus IV.
So what happened? They converted you into white ways. You know that fighting in the Colosseum, that was for another god. That was for the sun god. That was for Saturn. That was for Jupiter. That's what you was doing, and you was fighting butt naked in those arenas for their entertainment. And what were you fighting? Lions, bears, and tigers, because they heard the stories about how strong you were. They heard the stories of Samson and how he beat 10,000 men with the jawbone of an ass, and they said, let's see them do it. And that's how they destroyed you. They destroyed you and made you want their safety, and you wanted to be a part of their entertainment. It's the same thing we're doing right now. Following Gentile cultures. Drop down to verse 20.
Sir. Verse 20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Keep going.
And entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the table of the stew bread, and the pouring vessels, and the bowls, and the censers of gold, and the bales, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
You know what they did? They ran in our temple and took all of our gold. Everything that was precious to us. our menorah, our golden ornaments, our golden thing, everything was gold. You know how that's how we like it. You know, that's us. They snatched all our gold. Now, you know, you snatch a black man gold. That you see how that's written in the scriptures? They took all our gold, y'all. Like, you should feel that. Everybody should be able to read that, be like, oh man, they snatched the gold out the altar, out the holy place. Why? Because they knew how important it was to us. It had a meaning to us. Keep going.
Verse 23. He took all the silver and the gold and the precious vessels.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found.
Keep going.
Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel.
That was a great mourning in Israel when everything was taken, because we held the temple very near to our heart. It was our night. It was our shining thing that we had that no one else had. Like, the Lord was with us, and that temple was holy to us and to the Lord, and it got stripped away from us. Do you know how emasculating that was as a nation? They stripped. It's like they took God from us. When they took that temple, it was like they took God from us and they gave us their God, and we just accepted it. Right. And that's why the people were so broken and downtrodden. Keep going.
In every place where they were. Verse 26. So that the prince and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed.
And the what?
And the beauty of women was changed.
It changed our women. It changed our men. It broke our spirit. Our spirit is connected to our culture. Do y'all understand that? Look at yourself tonight. Give yourself a hand in here. Let me tell you why this is beautiful. It's not just beautiful because we're here. It's beautiful because you are in your culture. Our women are wearing things that are culturally correct. Our men are wearing things culturally correct, which connects us back to the spirit that the Lord gave our people. And that's where our strength is connected to. The Lord said, your king said, if salt loses its flavor, then it ain't nothing but dust. And that's what you are. You just trodden underfoot. You just get stepped on because you became a second-class citizen and a third-class citizen under the white man's culture. Keep going.
Verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
Read verse 30.
Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them.
What did they do?
And spake peaceable words unto them.
After they took all your stuff, then you know what they came with? They came with the peace talk. It came with the unity. We all got to come together, y'all, and serve the same God and have the same religion. That's why I took that culture from y'all, because it's different from ours. Right. Now I'm going to give you a one world government, a one world culture, so that we can all be unified, because y'all was separate from us. See, we couldn't unify with y'all. We couldn't get with y'all. But now we can all get together. Right. And that talk is the most evil talk in the earth, because it makes you like them. The Lord wanted you to be better than them. That's why he separated you from everybody else. But read it from the top again. They did what?
And spake peaceable words unto them.
Mm-hmm.
But all was deceit.
But all was what?
But all was deceit.
It was all lies. It wasn't no peace. Keep going.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel.
Once they started to listen to this peace talk and they started to respect it, then that's when he fell on the city and killed a lot of our people. That's still happening right now. Guess what? Our Hispanic brothers come over here for love and peace and unity. And now look at the white man running through the streets, snatching our brothers out their houses, off their jobs. Now, why ain't nobody snatching these Asians out these nail shops? I ain't heard about one ICE raid in Sioux Lee nails. No, ain't no, the beauty supply ain't getting hit. Yeah, Bollywood ain't getting hit. Nobody getting hit. But the blacks and Hispanics, you gotta stay in the house, hide. It's the damn Underground Railroad. All over again. Why? Because this is a spiritual attack on you. This is an attack to strip you from your culture and your spirit that the Lord gave you. Go ahead, copy y'all.
It's like, so can you tie 1 Thessalonians 5:3 with this?
Read it.
It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon
Yeah,
them."
you can use this. That goes exactly with it. It's not talking about it, but it goes exactly with it. You understand? Because the same thing they did in the past, they're going to do it now. You know why? Because it works. You don't got to change the playbook. And because you don't know history, you don't know that this was done in the Maccabean time. The book of Maccabees is not even in your Bible. So you don't even have a clue that this had ever happened to your people. Keep going.
Verse 31, and when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. Verse 32, but the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle.
But who they take?
The women and the children took they captive and possessed the cattle.
They took all your stuff. They took everything out your sanctuary. They took your culture. They took your women and children. They took your livestock. What's the difference? Right. It's happening still to this very moment. Right. Why? Because we are the same people. We're the same people. And what we're finna do is we're going to rededicate the temple. That's what we're going to do. But the temples we're going to rededicate, is not going to be a building. It's going to be your body. Because now your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. What you're going to rededicate is your life to the Lord. You're going to clean your life. The same way they about to go and clean the temple, we're going to take that image and put that to you. Keep going.
Verse 33. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein.
So who living in your land now? Wicked nation, sinful men. They conquered you, took your land, and put the evilest people in your land. Right. The evilest. Satan himself is sitting in the holy city. Drop down to 38.
Verse 38. In so much that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers.
This is an excellent precept to pull a habitation of devils. In Revelations, you can put that the habitation of devils because that's the same thing. You have strangers living in your house, living in your land. And because you've never been home, you're not even offended. You're not even offended that everything has been stripped from you. But tonight, Lord willing, we can make you offended by what's been stolen from you. Because we're going to bring out all the records of what was taken from you. Keep going.
And became strange to those that were born in her. and her own children left her.
Keep going.
Verse 39, her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. Verse 40, as had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning.
Keep going.
Verse 41, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom.
Now, this is what you got to see. Now, after he broke us, he took all our stuff, he took our land, he took our identity. Now he writes a law to his people. Let's see what it say. Go ahead.
That all people should be one people.
That all people should be what?
That all people should be one people.
Ain't that what you hear today? Ain't that what you hear? That we all should be one. We all should come together and unify. That's the new rule. The new rule, see, you think that you think black people fought for segregation. You think black people, that was the CIA, that was the white man taking another sellout to make him push his agenda. That's really what it is, because black people did very good when we were separated from the white man. We were doing, that's where Madam C.J. Walker come from, the first millionaire. It came from not being unified with the white man. It came from the black dollar. Now what are we praying for? Now we asking every day for the black dollar to come back to the black community, when we wouldn't have had to do that if we would have just stayed together. You got the biggest consumer spending money with you, and what are you going to say? Hey, I don't want you to just spend money with me. I want you to spend money with everybody now. No, that's not what black people said. Who wanted to get in on that money? The man that wasn't getting that money, the white man. And that's what he has done. He has stolen your culture of being separate. We loved being separated from everybody else. That's how we kept our family safe. That's how we kept everything safe. We knew who was who. That's why your kids could get whooped by the people on the street, because you knew them. You was raised with them too. Now, don't nobody know nobody. You don't know them folks. You don't trust them folks. You know why? Because the new rule that everybody is one people. So now, you got people talking to your kids that you've never seen before. Go ahead. Keep reading.
So verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws.
Everybody should do what?
Everyone should leave his laws.
Everyone should now, under this new rule, leave their law and their way of life. Go ahead, bro. Are you? Hold on. Get the mic so the people on the line can hear you. Go ahead.
Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party say your children are not your children. They belong to the country.
Yeah. That's how they've always felt, because of government assistance. They like, I'm paying for your kids anyway. They my kids. Keep reading. 43. Baltazar.
So verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Many of the Israelites consented to this one world religion, this one world unity. Keep going.
And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath.
Keep going.
Verse 44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Israel, unto Jerusalem, and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and they should profane the Sabbath and festival days.
Keep going.
Verse 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Verse 47.
Go ahead. Tazadar, take it from here. The water about the Zohar. I didn't want you to read 80 verses.
altars and groves, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
Keep going.
Verse 48, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanliness.
So a part of this one world belief, you can't get your children circumcised, because my children ain't circumcised. The white man say my children ain't circumcised. So if we're gonna be one, we gonna all not be circumcised. And we eat pork, y'all don't eat pork, so now y'all gotta eat pork. And all the things that we do, now y'all free to do it. See, that may work for your family,
right?
But that don't work for ours. See, you're not under a covenant with the Lord that you're required to do these things. So now you about to get us in trouble with our Father for trying to be like you, because we are not supposed to be like you. And that's what you got to understand. We don't have the liberty to be like everyone else. We're in this predicament right now because we took the liberty to listen to man's law. But what did Peter say? We're going to obey who? We're going to obey God rather than man. And that's the problem. Every time we lose our way, it's because we listening to some man that's speaking against what God says to do. Go ahead, Diane.
Hey, Salaki, if I may, I just wanted to ask, it may seem like a simple question, but it reminds me that they call the mutagenic gene, the white gene, they call it recessive, and they call our genes dominant. So would you say that discipline is literally in our blood?
Yes. Give him a hand. That's an excellent assessment. Yeah. Discipline is in our blood. That's who we are. Go ahead, the Mark.
Like if I may too add to the point that you were making, like a lot of cats don't realize that the copycatter can never outsee the truth or the Father. It's like a duplicate that has been reborn into being an abomination, sir.
Give him a hand. That's the truth there. It's the Machia right there. Keep going.
Wakan. All manners of uncleanliness and profanation. Verse 49, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. Verse 50, and whoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
Read that again.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
You know what this means? If the king said you had to eat pork and you said, I don't want to eat pork, you died.
Right.
If the king said you better not get your child circumcised and you did, you died. You and your child. Drop down to verse 50. I'm sorry, 57.
57.
Okay.
Verse 57.
Hold on, Diane. I got to get through this. I got a million verses to read. Come on.
And whosoever was found with any book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death.
So if you was found trying to keep the laws of the Lord, the king said put them to death. They don't want you to be right. Now, why? Why is it such a big deal for you to do what's right? Because you being righteous is their demise.
Right.
And they know that. The Lord is going to stand with you if you are righteous. And the Lord is going to let them whoop your tail if you're not. Right. So that's why you're being persecuted for righteousness. That's why you're being persecuted. Everything that you're doing coming in here with everybody thinking you in a cult and you losing your mind, that persecution is for righteousness' sake. That's right. And it's the thing that's going to make this place fall.
That's right.
Keep going.
Verse 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the city.
Read verse 60.
Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
They put to death women that got their children circumcised. So you know what this means? They not bluffing. They serious about you not being obedient to what God says to do. And keep going. And they did what?
Verse 61. And they hanged the infants about their necks.
And they hung the babies. Now, I mean, I don't know if you need more proof that the white man is the devil, but that's what he's always done. This ain't new. This hatred that he has for you, it's ancient. It's ancient. And it's not going nowhere. Keep going.
Verse 62. Let me finish.
No, finish 61.
Verse 61. And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them slew them that had circumcised them. Verse 62. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean things. Verse 63. Wherefore the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats.
They said they'd rather do what?
That they might, wherefore that they rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died.
You know what they did?
They died.
They died so they didn't have to sin against the Lord. Give them a hand. Now, see, that's a different type of belief. See, a lot of you believe unto persecution. As soon as they say, well, eat this pork or I'm gonna kill you, man, go ahead and give me that little bacon. And just a little bacon. God know my heart. I'm doing it for the kids. Who gonna raise these kids? If I'm gone. No, not them. Not your forefathers. Your forefathers said, we'll just die there. We'll die. The kids will die. You know, they killed the kids too. Your father said, kill me and the kids. That's a rough people right there. And that's you. That stubbornness, women, that you got in you, you used to use that stubbornness for holiness. That, oh, I'm not going to talk to my man. You used to use that for God. That's what you used to use it for. That stubbornness that's in you, brothers, that stubbornness used to be used for God. Now it's only used for hating your brother. It's used for, I told him to give me my money on the 3rd. That's what it's used for. It's used for evil. Go ahead.
Salaki, so what's so heavy about what you're saying is the same tactics that Antiochus using the elect of Israel in order to bring these so he can unalive our people is the same thing that the politicians are doing today, getting celebrities to do all of their political events and stuff like that to get them put in office so that they can unalive Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, pull our Issakarite brothers and our Northern Kingdom brothers out of the house, throw them in concentration camps, you know what I'm saying, grape their children and grape the women, you understand, and then deport them and put them in prison. The same tactics that they've been doing since Greece, they're doing now, sir.
Well, you're jumping ahead in the future chapters, but that's exactly what happened. Give me chapter 2. Go ahead.
If I could, real quick, Cap.
Go ahead.
It shouldn't be too far-fetched because if I can remember, Gandhi and them, they're able to, walk in front of tanks. Who else? The monks will set themselves on fire for starvation. So the common denominator is your culture. Yeah. Your culture is most definitely something.
Your culture is to die for. And that's what your fathers want you to know. If you take somebody's culture, then you've taken everything from them. What's that show I was talking about earlier today?
High on the Hog.
High on the Hog on Netflix. I watched this show High on the Hog on Netflix, and it's all connected to the culture of our food and how we like, soul food is mostly vegetables. If you don't really know, if you never really paid attention to it, it's mostly vegetables because that's what the poor people could grow. Eating meat was a delicacy. They didn't have meat all the time, but they always had vegetables. They always had okra. They always had peas and beans and lentils and all of those things. And that is where our culture is. And that is so who we are as a people.
Right.
It's our culture is so important. Now, once you steal that from somebody, you've taken their soul.
That's right.
And your fathers knew that.
That's right.
Come on, Diane. This is the last one.
Salaki, I just wanted to get a quick timeline check. Did this come before or after the Book of Ruth? With
This is after Ruth. Ruth was in the Assyrian captivity.
Because I'm talking about.
No, I'm thinking about Esther. My bad. This is still
Esther.
after. This is still after Ruth, because this is before David. I mean, Ruth is before David. Because Ruth is David's great grandmother.
With Mordecai, who refused to bow to the king.
That's Esther.
That was Esther.
That's Esther. Yeah, no sweat.
And this both of them became.
That was afterwards. Yeah,
both after.
I'm sorry. Esther was before this. That's what I meant to say. All right.
Verse 2. Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, start at verse 7.
Come, sir.
So Mattathias, we getting into Mattathias now. Come on.
So this is the book of Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 7. He said, "Woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see the misery of my people?"
Wait. Did I say it was after? What did I just tell you it was? Ruth
and
Esther happened before this happened. This is later in history. All right. I just want to make sure you had that. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. He said, "Woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see the misery of my people?"
So Mattathias was a righteous man in our nation. And he's seeing the condition that our people were living in. And he said, what?
Woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see the misery of my people?
Keep going.
And of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy.
He said, man, what type of life am I living where I had to live in a time to watch our homeland be taken from us by the hands of our enemy, these wicked, filthy heathen. Like, I'm living in the worst time ever to be living in Jerusalem and get it stripped. Can you imagine? Imagine how you feel when you miss a game-winning shot. Well, imagine how they felt being in the land, knowing the rich history of our people and who we were, and watch it get stripped from out of our hands. And you a man at that time, and you couldn't defend your family. You couldn't save your people. That broke a righteous man's spirit. Keep going.
Con. And to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Verse 8, her temple is become as a man without glory. Verse 9, her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemies. Verse 10, what nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? Verse 11, all her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
Do you hear that? He's talking about how downtrodden our land is and our people, and how we're destroyed, and how he's so heartbroken over it. And I don't know how to make you feel it, but I feel it. Because the way that I look at each and every Black and Hispanic and the work that we do, when I go in the club and I see a sister do a certain thing, I say, we got a lot of work to do. Because my job is to fix Blacks and Hispanics. We are in here to fix our community. So when we see how how much work we got to do, it breaks our heart. So me reading this is different than somebody who don't care about black people reading this. It's just, if you don't care, then it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, whatever. What's the next part? But to me, I see exactly what he means because I see it every day. And I feel exactly this. I'm like, we have the greatest brothers and sisters on this earth. We got the most classiest women on this earth. And then I see Sexy Red with gonorrhea lip gloss. Yeah. I see all of this, and I see how they're so proud of it. And I'm like, how did we fall so low? How do we get to this place to where the tender and delicate woman is now, her feet got more calluses out than her. And she walking around. Oh, your woman used to didn't want to put her foot on the ground. Now she soon as she walk out the club, she take her shoes off and walk on the floor. She don't care about them feet no more. They not even going to Sue Young them no more. Them calluses is a part of who they are. And that, how did we get so low? Because you stole our culture. It was stripped from us. Drop down to verse 17.
You said verse 17?
Yeah, kind of.
Verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias.
So now some of the king's officers coming to Mattathias because they know he's famous in the hood. They know he's, just like Tazadok said, he's somebody that black people respect. So now they're trying to find a what? A sellout. They're trying to find a token Negro to stand in front of them like, you know, vote for Obama. That's what they're trying to find. Go ahead.
Then answered the king's officers and said unto Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Verse 18, now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judea also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold.
He said, listen, man, if you come and do this, I'm going to put you in the king's guard and make you popular amongst men and give you money and give you popularity as one of the king's friends. And so many people want to be rich people's friends.
Right.
You don't even have to be rich. You know, I don't know if you know this or not, but rappers are not rich. You know that, right? I know you see the music video, and I know you see the cars and the grills and the house that they renting from the record label, you know, but that's not their house. They signed the deal with the record company, and the record company bought the house, and that rapper probably got $2,000 in his pocket, if that.
Right.
But they friends with the record label. They friends with the big names. And that's what has happened. Our people have sold out just to be associated with power that they don't have. Keep going.
Con. And many rewards. Verse 19. And Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice.
Mm-hmm.
Thou and all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments. Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
That's what he said. He said, all these other people, they sell out. But me and my sons, we're going to do what our fathers taught us. And we're going to be righteous. That's what you got to put back in your kids. You got to stop being sellouts. You know what our kids do when the national anthem happens? Sit down. Now, I don't know if you ever felt that before, but just imagine everybody in the stadium is standing up, and it's a section in the stadium where it's a gap right there. And everybody's sitting there as you and your family and your friends. I've been to a graduation where my son graduated, and he is sitting down and everybody else is standing up. I've been to high school graduation where my sons is sitting down and everybody else is standing up. Now, that's holy. And that's what they want to take from you. They want to take the mind of you not doing what they say to do out of your head.
Right.
And that's what we've always done. Keep going.
Verse 21. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. Verse 22. We will not hearken to the king's words, to go from our religion either on the right hand or the left.
That's what you got to teach your kids. You got to teach your family to not sway to the right or the left. That's why you got to enter in through the straight gate. You got to walk a narrow path to get to the kingdom of heaven. And you can't be looking to the left or the right, trying to find some middle ground to balance on. There is no compromising. There's nothing in between. You're gonna do exactly what the Lord say, or you're gonna die.
Right.
That's it. Because either way it go, what's gonna happen? You're gonna die. You're gonna die being a sellout, or you're gonna die being righteous.
That's right.
Ain't nobody eternal. How many eternal Negroes we got in here? I ain't seen one of you. I ain't seen one yet. So what are you doing? You're selling out for what? For nothing. Because you're still checking out at the end of the day.
That's right.
Keep going.
Verse 23. Now
go to 24.
Verse 24. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal.
Yes, this coon was really trying to get him. Oh, no, you got to read verse 23. Salakia.
No switch, sir. Verse 23. Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modine, according to the king's commandment.
So what does this do? Some coons
thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to the judgment, wherefore and slew him upon the altar. Verse 25. Also the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at the time, and the altar he pulled down.
You ever heard the saying, don't shoot the messenger? You should have told me. The altar. Why? Because they was bringing wickedness to God's house. And you have to kill the wickedness in you. That's what you need to get. You need to slay the wickedness in you, because everybody got a little coon in them, a little weak in them, a little, but what about my job? And what about my family? You need to kill that on the altar. You need to come and sacrifice that up here and get rid of it and get out of you. Because if you don't, then you're just going to die the other way. You're going to die. See, you're going to die like him, an unrighteous way. And you don't want that. You want to die a righteous death, a manly death. Like these men said that they want to die manfully. But going.
Khan. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phoenix did unto Zambari, the son of Solomon. Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. Verse 28. So they fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
All right, Tabu.
Come with con.
Top us off. Read verse 32. I can't hear you.
This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 32. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. Verse 33, and they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. Verse 34, but they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day.
So that was another group of men that was on the run too. But these men didn't want to fight because it was the Sabbath. It was the Shabbat. And you can't do no work on the Sabbath day. You can't even fight for your life. You can't do no work. So you know what they said? We're going to just be righteous and holy, and we're not going to fight on the Sabbath. Keep going.
Con, sir. Verse 35. So then they gave them the battle with all speed.
So then they did what?
They gave them the battle with all speed.
Do y'all know what that means? I ain't never heard that. I'm going to start saying that. They gave him the battle with all speed. You know what that means? With the quickness. They mashed them with the quickness. You know why? Because they were, you know what these men were doing? They were trying to follow the law, but they were not in the right spirit. And this is what you got to understand. You find out when something is not in the right spirit when you see it happen to somebody else. You know what General Muhammad taught me that death is? Death is a lesson for the living. When things happen, it is for other people to see and learn from. And so this happened, and it taught Mattathias and his son a lesson. Keep going.
Con, sir. Howbeit, they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, let us die all in our innocency. Heaven and earth will testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle to the number of 1,000 people.
Yeah, that ain't going to be us. That ain't going to be us. We're not going to be in there saying, well, if you come tomorrow, we'll be ready to fight. But today is the Sabbath, and we're on the day of rest. You come in here on the Sabbath day, you're going to find out what kind of Sabbath we keep. We put work in on the Sabbath.
That's right.
It ain't nothing wrong with working on the Sabbath. And if the work is you, then so be it. Keep going.
Con, sir. Verse 39. Now when Matthias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore.
Guess what, though? You know what Mattathias and them did? They mourned for their brothers because those brothers were lost. And them brothers didn't know how to follow the Lord. They mourned for those brothers because Mattathias and his sons were righteous men. Keep going.
Verse 40. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of all the earth.
He said, listen, you see how they learning from death? They said, hey, if we do what they did, then they're going to destroy us just as quick as they did them. Go ahead.
Verse 41. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him. Neither will we die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places.
Yes, we're not going to die like them. And you got to know that your oppressor will try to use the Bible on you to get you to not do what God said to do. He'll try to use your misunderstanding of the Bible to get you to disobey God. That's why it's important that you learn from the men of God and not just a Negro with a Bible in his hand. You know, it's a lot of Negroes out here just got the Bible like this here. And when let me pray for you. Don't go and learn from a let me pray for you Negro, because you might die on the Sabbath. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, sir, if I could, MLK, this whole entire movement was that.
MLK movement was a what do you say? Nonviolent. Guess what? That nonviolence movement was real violent. They women was out there getting bit by German shepherds and getting water hosed. Not ours. We're not finna have our women on the front line fight out there fighting, get bit up by dogs and all that. We're gonna fight on the Sabbath. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna protect ours. Our women gonna be at the house. We're gonna come home with the bruises. Or not come home at all. Keep going.
Salaki, sir. Verse 42. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law.
And you know what happened? When brothers start to hear about these brothers' courage and being willing to fight, other men were willing to join with them. Courage is contagious, just like cowardness. Fear is contagious and courage is contagious. Which one are you going to give out? You're going to pass the fear demon around and make everybody afraid and make everybody run? Or are you going to say something that's courageous that makes somebody say, yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, because what are they fighting for? Their lives and their laws. They're fighting for the Lord. So who going to fight? Who fighting with me in this? The Lord is. The Lord is on my side. Now I'm not fighting alone. But the problem is you are fighting alone when you're fighting in fear. You are fighting alone when you're trying to meet the status quo. God's fights don't look balanced. You want the fight to be like, oh, it's 10 on 10. Oh, we could take them. Now, God's fight is 1 on 20. That's God's fights. And you got to be like, yeah, I'm ready for all 20 of y'all. That's the fight you got to get in. Guess what you got to fight 20 of? You got 20 demons in you right now that you ain't that's punking you every day. You got a legion that's keeping you from coming to class. You got a legion that's keeping you from standing up against the thing that you should be fighting. The hardest fight to fight is you. It ain't nothing harder than fighting your own thought process. You stopping yourself from being the man that you think you are. You stopping yourself from being the sister that you tell everybody you are. I'm a good person. I got a good heart. I love God. How do we know that? You smoke more weed than the chimney, and you you telling everybody how God is good. How you telling everybody how you can't celebrate Christmas past the blood. What? Nobody wants to hear you. You're making yourself and the work of God, you're making people be able to laugh at what we do. Because now that you over here with us and you're a hypocrite, everyone thinks we are hypocrites like you. They think when we go home, we do what you do, and we don't. Keep going.
Count on one, sir. Verse 43. Also, all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them and were a stay unto them.
Mm-hmm.
So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathen for succor or for safety.
Yeah. Let me get verse 49. I'm finna wrap it up.
Verse 49. Now when
Wait, you had your hand up? Go ahead, come on, I ain't see you.
I just want to bring up a precept in regards to the fear that you were talking about.
Come on.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it correlates with what you're talking about. It's Romans 14:23.
Read it.
It says, and he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith, for whatsoever is not faith is sin.
Yeah, that's a strong one. Because it's important that you have faith. The faith, okay, faith is so important in this work that we do because, okay, the thing that makes people comfortable is what they see. And Christ wants you to be comfortable knowing that the Lord is with you, not knowing you have the men to fight the battle. Right. Your faith is in the Lord, not in your manpower. Go ahead.
So, like, so again, okay. I want to just go back to something you had said when you was talking about the hypocrisy and how what you do in here reflects all of us. That's not found anywhere else.
Right.
Like you don't even find that in other religions or other races, but blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because of one group of Mexicans that sold or trafficked drugs, now all of us were drug dealers. One black man, beat his wife, and we're all wife beaters.
Right.
But when it comes down to white people, I mean, they've murdered people by the millions, but everybody thinks they're the friendliest.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to being in the UPK and being in the truth, you have a higher burden of perfection because you don't have the luxury of ending a marriage because of irreconcilable differences. You don't have the luxury of being a bad parent, which everyone does. You know how many Christians are bad parents? How many Muslims are bad parents? How many Christians, Muslims, atheists commit adultery and fornication and are homosexual? But because that's the norm, no one says, maybe you got to look up for that church. The divorce rate in the church is high as hell. Nobody says, hey, man, there's something going on in that church. But if it happens here, they're going to say you're a cult. And because of that burden that we have, that's why Christ said, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect.
Give him a hand. Give me chapter 3. Because I want to go ahead and finish it. Huh?
Did you want to finish 49?
I want chapter 3.
Come on, sir.
I want to get right to the meat and potatoes. I think I want to start at 18.
Come on, sir. The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 18. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the God of heaven, it is all one to deliver a great multitude or a small company.
Let me tell you something. They were looking at their enemies in the field, and there was about 40,000 of them out there. They were standing there looking at their enemy, and the men were getting nervous. The men were afraid. And then he said, what? Read that again.
Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the God of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company.
The Lord said, I can deliver you with a great multitude or with a small company. Gideon went, how many men was he fighting against? 30,000?
Something like that, sir.
30,000. He had 3,000 men. And guess what Gideon said? That's too many men. The Lord said, hey, that's too many men you got. I want less than that. I don't even want you to feel like it was because of your numbers. I want to cut those numbers down in half because the Lord wants the glory for every battle you win. And that's what you got to understand. God wants the glory for all of this. That's what he wants. He wants the glory because what you said at the end of the Lord's Prayer, the power and the glory forever. That's what he wants. So you got to make sure that you have the faith to give him the power and the glory. And you can't look at how the situation looked. You just got to know what God said. I will never leave you nor forsake you. That's what you take. That's what you take in every fight. The Lord said he going to fight my battles and he ain't going to leave me or forsake me. So what are we going to do? We're going to go to Mexico in level 4 cartel area with no guns, no knives, no bullets, and we're going to risk our lives to give out Pampers, oranges, apples, socks, drawers, and some waters. That's what we're going to do. Why? Because God is with us. That's why we did it. We did it because we knew that God wasn't going to leave us. And he didn't. Give the Lord a hand. Keep going.
Kind of one, sir. Verse 19. For the victory of the battle standeth not in the multitude of a host, but strength cometh from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us, and our wives and children, and to spoil us.
Mm-hmm.
But we fight for our lives and our laws.
He said they coming against us with pride just to destroy our families, arrogantly. But we fighting for something real. We fighting for our lives and our laws. You know what? All we got is our lives and our laws. Right. This brotherhood that we got in here is the thing that is worth dying for. Because this thing that we have in here is what our king gave his life for. What did our king give his life for? Our lives and our laws. Your culture is important. And you now, because of your king's death, have something to fight for. You have something now that you should rededicate. You should rededicate your temple back to the Lord. You should clean up your temple. Your temple is full of shrubs. Go to that part. Go to that part. Let's show you what he saw when they walked in the temple. God. Is that in 4? Yeah, that's in 4. Read chapter 4 and 35.
Con, sir. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 35.
What's happening? Judas was whooping all these big armies with this small group of men. And now the army is sending more men to keep coming and fight Judas and his men. I skipped about 4 battles where Judas was whooping. Judas and his men is just whooping everybody with a small group of men. Not a big old, not 40,000. Just a handful of men that's faithful and diligent and got faith in the Lord. So now this is the final battle. This is the big one. Go ahead.
Con, sir. Verse 35. Now when Lysias saw his army put to flight and the manliness of Judas's soldiers and how they were ready either to live or die valiantly, he went into Antiochia and gathered together a company of strangers. And having made his army greater than it was, he purposed to come again into Judea.
Let me tell you what your oppressor hates to see from you. Manliness. That's what he's trying to take from your black men. Their masculinity. They don't want your men to be masculine, but they do want the women to be masculine. Because our women have changed their appearance. They have been broken, and now the white man wants your man to be a woman and your woman to be a man. That's what they want. Keep going.
Con, sir. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
Keep going.
Upon this, all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate and the altar profaned and the gates burned up and shrubs growing in the courts as in a forest or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priest's chambers pulled down, they rent their clothes and made great lamentation and cast ashes upon their heads and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm with the trumpets and cried toward heaven.
Listen, they walked in that temple and they saw how grass was growing all over the temple and shrubs was all over the temple and the blood of a pig was on the altar of a temple. They burst into tears. They were heartbroken. And that's what we feel when we go out and see our brothers and sisters downtrodden. That's why the Bible calls you the valley of dry bones. Because you know what they see, you know what the Lord see when he look at you? He see a destitute and downtrodden and destroyed people that's dead. But all you need is the breath of life blown into you. That's all you need. All you need is the breath of life blown into you. And guess what you'll do when that breath come in you? Live. That's all you need. It ain't hard for the Lord to do. It ain't hard for the Lord to do. And if you keep looking at this situation like we can't get out of this captivity, then you'll stay in it. You'll stay in this captivity. It's all about how you think. That's why faith is so important, because the problem is how you are looking at the situation. That's the problem. Keep going.
Con, sir. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law, who cleansed the sanctuary and bare out the defiled stones into an unclean place.
Well, you know what you did when you came into UPK? You chose priest of blameless conversation. That's what you did. You chose priest of blameless conversation to clean your sanctuary. That's why you came in here, to get your mind right, get your life right. And that's the only way you're going to do it, because the priest out in the world is the reason your temple is unclean. The priest in the world is the reason it's shrubs in your sanctuary. The reason is swine's flesh, because you was leaving out the sanctuary and getting a plate of catfish in the back at the church. They was fixing you the green beans with the bacon in it, with the pork in it. You was getting the swine's flesh from the church. That's what you was doing, out of the house of God. Still to this second. Well, now you had to choose new priests of blameless conversation to clean your temple. And that's what we're doing. We're cleaning this up. We're going to clean blacks and Hispanics up, whether you believe it or not. Whether you have faith in it or not. We got the faith of Judas Maccabees. We got the faith of Mattathias and his brothers and his fathers and his sons and the father of our people, because we're going back to the old way. And the old way is we're going back to the Garden of Eden, whether you believe it or not. This world is going to fall. America is going to fall because God said it is. Now, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how it feels. I don't care how much military might they got. They got missiles, rockets, nukes, and you got prayer. You got brotherhood. You got a feast day and a garment. And we're going to defeat them with the word, with the spirit of his mouth. That's how we're going to win this battle. We're not going to win it with nothing else. And if you can't see it, then you'll just die on the Sabbath. That's what you'll do. You'll die on the Sabbath praying to Yeshua. That's what you're going to do. But me and my brothers, we're going to fight for our lives and our laws. That's it. So, go ahead.
Kansalaki Kappa May, even though he was building the ark for about 8-9 years, he had people climbing, boy, you think it's gonna rain, this and that. He in the middle of working, doing his wood work, he got the whole town looking at him. Look at this fool right here. But at the end, the what do you call it? The Lord has the last laugh.
Give him a hand. That's what you got to know. You got to know that the Lord got the last laugh and the final say in all of this. And you know what he said? He said that he was going to destroy every other nation that has ever put their hands on you. And now it's time for the destruction, and it's time for the rulership. All right, go ahead, young man. Give him the mic.
But also, key point on what the Lord said. He also said that Noah was perfect.
Give him a hand. Noah was perfect. All right. So with that, we're going to rededicate the temple, and the temple's rededicating is you. You the one we going to clean up. You the ones that we're going to, you know, people want to bring stuff into the school to re-purify the school. Well, you need to figure something out in your mind that you want to purify in yourself. You know it's something that you need to work on, and you need to attack it aggressively because you don't have a lot of time. How much time you got? Shit. No time. With that, imagine. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. How about Shimon Shabbat? Yadi Matai. Saw. Imagine to the sisters. Stand. Gonna give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yadi Matai. Dismiss.